at this amazing view here. On our way to Mount Perry from these views. I believe I can see Mount Whitney from here. Oh wow, the Badwater Basin. Okay, another day, another hike. It's a long one today. Look at the sunrise though. Wow. Okay, this is looking north. Furnace Creek at the top there. Look at this amazing view, looking north, and then I'm gonna pan left to the west. Oh my goodness. Oh wow, the Badwater Basin. Oh my goodness, it's a little bit cool up here. Sort of a 8-mile hike, not too bad. You know, that's Telescope Peak there. Okay, today's hike is going to take us to Mount Perry. Looks like we're right above the Badwater Basin area. We are going to work our way up and down some hills here. Look at these views. I believe I can see Mount Whitney from here. Maybe when we get up to the top of these peaks here, we'll take a look. A little windy at this viewpoint, but this is Dante's view point. I'm assuming that's going to be Mount Perry right there. The top part there. Looking northwest through the valley of Death Valley. Through the basin of Death Valley. From Dante's peak. Look at that. World, hello future self. We're looking at our big blue marble again. Let's zoom down into our current hike. Hawaii on the bottom left there, it's coming into view. California straight center, and we are moving our way down to the eastern side of the Sierra Nevadas here in North America, and north of Los Angeles, Southern California Basin. We are moving into Death Valley National Park. You can see the big Badwater Basin here. Runs up from Betty Junction to Stovepipe right here all the way down into this area. You have the Panoramic Mountains on the left here, Telescope Peak on the left, and then we are moving our way into Dante's view, Dante's range to Mount Perry. That will be our hike today, Mount Perry, which is up here. Okay, so again, let's tilt this baby a little bit. It's an amazing hike. It goes right across the top of the range here, as you can already start to tell. I will zoom it around this way to see it looking south, east, southeast, and then let me see if I can spin it around the other way. Let me see here. Yep. Okay. Now we're looking into the valley here. You can see some of the other hikes here, other areas. There's Devil's Golf Course. I'll kind of see if I can get it just like that. All right. And we are going to go right across this range here, as you can see. Starting at Dante's View. It is a little drive to get out to the Dante's View parking lot here, but it is a nice parking lot to park in. Let me go back this way, and come on now, you can do it. And we'll be able to see the parking area here. There we go, as I zoom down in there. And as we see here, we work our way across. The Dante's View Peak Lookout has a good view of the Badwater Basin here below. And then we follow the trail out, up and down, undulating, all the way to the top here. And you'll end up right at Mount Perry. Okay, very cool. Enjoy the hike. Oh, nice. All right, hello everyone. Hello, future self. 1 mile, working our way to Mount Perry from Dante's View. I keep saying Dante's Peak of that volcano movie. This will be the view to the valley, Death Valley. It's been undulating up and down. Just came down from there. So 1 mile mark. Loose gravel. Okay, we are at 2 mile, looking north towards Mount Perry there. Panning to the left here, looking west. See the valley down there. Telescope peak. Man, I want to do that. And then we came from that peak right straight ahead there. Worked our way down to the left and around and up here. Zoom out here. I think as we tilt, you'll see it really looks nice. Once you tilt it, you can start seeing the valley below there. The basin. Cool, huh? Let me see one more tilt this way. And Telescope Peak is up to the left here. Let's see here. Okay, let's see if I can tilt it more. Get it over to Telescope Peak. There it is. There it is on the upper left there. Okay, we can just see it though. Cool. Okay, about 2.5 miles. Where we came from. And where we have to go. Okay, just came from that peak there. We're at mile 3. Actually, yeah, 3.1. Panning, I was looking south, now we're panning right, looking southwest. The Grand Badwater Basin in Death Valley. And now it looks like this last mile is to get up there. Okay, working our way to the last mile here to get up to the top. That's not the peak, it's around that and above. Just wanted to take a views of this area here. It's really neat. I said Badwater Basin, lots of water. Okay, we are 3.5, actually around 3.6, according to my watch. Another half mile. Looking out into the valley, of course. Here we go, Mount Perry. I don't know if it's this first hump right in the center or if it's farther along there. We'll find out. World, hello future self. Here we are again. Our hike is in Death Valley National Park. Mount Perry is the peak we are working our way to. It stands at an elevation of 5,716 feet, 1,742 meters. It's above the Badwater Basin, and Telescope Peak is on the other side of the mountain range, on the Panamint Range. Okay, it's located in the Black Mountains, is what that range is called. Overlooks the Badwater Basin. So when you're sitting down at the basin there, looking up, that is Mount Perry. It says here it's about 9 miles. For me, it was about 8.5-ish. Okay, you do get uninterrupted 360 views of the entire valley. Mos Eisley goes down below. And in the winter, and you do see Mount Telescope Peak with snow capped along the Panamint Range. Okay, see, there is a little scramble towards the end. They call it a Class 2 scramble. Fun kind of bouldering type is what it says, but it looked pretty rough to me. Okay, let's cruise down. I think there was one more question. Where does the name come from? Mount Perry. It's kind of a little ambiguous. They didn't really tell you. They just think that maybe it came from here, from mining influences, like the Black Mountains and the surrounding ranges of the name were named by prospectors or mining companies. For example, Zabriskie Point was Executive Pacific Coast Borax Company. Executive. It is highly likely Mount Perry follows this tradition, named after a figure involved in the early local mining and land surveying. Not precise though. There was a Perry dye connection, but it was in 1997, but the mountain was named prior to that. That's this Perry dye. And also Dante's Ridge, which is Dante's View, was inspired by this divine comedian, Alighieri's, chosen by early park promoters, emphasizing the hellish contrast between the high overlook and burning salt flats. Okay. Looks like there's a little elevation gain, 2100 to 2600. Not too bad. It is a little strenuous and difficult because it does go up and down, up and down. All right, enjoy the rest of the hike. Okay, a nice glimpse of the last quarter mile here. Up. And then up. Okay, 4 miles in. Mount Perry summit is still a little bit more there, but I don't want to go attempt through that there. You just have to go straight up and over, but nope, got as far as I could. Look at this amazing view here. Gotta go back to that peak right there in the center. Okay. I needed a break, but it has some good views here of the stratification of the layers way off in the distance. As we come around left, it's looking about north, and then there's Mount Perry there. It's like a hump is where it looks like I made it. I'll check the coordinates when I get back, of course. Super windy now. Beautiful basin. Look at that. Super windy up here. From southern end of the frontal tip. Okay, that was Mount Perry, 4 miles out. Done for the day. Total of a little over 8.3-ish. So I'm going to zoom down in here to Dante's view there where the parking area is, and then the trail goes right across the top. And you end up right there. I'll put some arrows in.
Yeah, bro, if it looks overly shooted right now, look at the fit. See how
Hello world, hello future self. This last part of the video here is the section of Mount Perry that I did not hike. And what we can do is use park trails here as our guide towards the last part of getting to the peak, that is, because I didn't make it to the full peak as I thought I did, but apparently not. So here we are. Let's enjoy it together. Thanks. And thanks again to Park Trails.